Penguin Random House Audio presents The Human Advantage, The Future of American Work in an Age of Smart Machines, by J.W. Richards. Read for you by Marc Cashman. Introduction. When the disaster struck, Daniel and Kelly Seegers could have been a statistic. Daniel studied food and nutrition in college. In 2000, he started work as a personal trainer and nutrition counselor at a fitness club. Kelly earned degrees from Central Washington University in psychology and sociology, undergrad favorites that don't exactly chart a career path. In 2006, she found herself at the same club as Daniel, selling memberships. They fell in love, got married, and after a while mustered enough savings to do what everyone else in the greater Seattle area was trying to do at the time. They bought a house. The sale closed on a weekend. It was August 2008, the dawn of the Great Recession. The following Monday, Kelly had her hours slashed, and Daniel lost most of his clients. The Seegers, like millions of other Americans, were slammed by what few experts had seen coming: the greatest financial crisis since the Great Depression. And the tsunami struck the very market in which the Seegers had just invested their life savings: housing. The Seegers had no control over the crisis that soon swept over the globe, stripping away their livelihoods and threatening them with joblessness. They had control over one thing: their response to it. They could have blamed NAFTA or the WTO or the rise of the robots. They could have joined Occupy Wall Street and denounced a heartless global capitalism that allocated all the wealth for the 1% and left personal trainers to fend for themselves. They could have gotten depressed or climbed onto the government dole. Instead, the young couple found several part-time jobs to stay afloat. Kelly wrote how-to articles on the internet at night, explains the Seattle Times in one of the couple's only published profiles, while ironically working with an organization that helped unemployed people get back on their feet. Daniel apprenticed as a plumber. These jobs paid the bills, while Daniel and Kelly worked on a side hustle. Given their fitness background, the Seegers noticed that gimmicky workout videos had started to populate the web. Most of these followed a simple formula: a grab bag of lessons led by a cut, steroid-swelled guy or a bleached blonde, spray-tanned gal who tries to motivate you with unrealistic promises, corny comments, and drill sergeant antics, all the while coaxing you to upgrade to the deluxe package. Daniel and Kelly knew far more about fitness and nutrition than most of these characters. Granted, they knew nothing about video production, but no matter. The house they had bought was a financial albatross, but it did have a nearly finished garage. So they added some drywall and white paint, bought a few $100s worth of video equipment, and started to shoot their own videos. We taught ourselves how to use editing software, and though we have a cameraman, who has become a good friend over the last few years, we often still film and edit our own videos, Kelly told me in an email interview. Their first pieces were just 30-second snippets of single exercises: agility dots, level 1, crunch with toe touch, level 2, mountain climbers, level 1, deep glute stretch, level 1. Nothing groundbreaking or all that popular. But before long, they discovered what people wanted: individual workouts and workout plans. Their website, fitnessblender.com, went live in 2010 and became their full-time job 2 years later. As of this writing, their YouTube channel has over 4 million subscribers. I'm one of them. I had used other gimmicky video programs. They were better than nothing, but I kept looking for something better. One day, I found Fitness Blender. Its success is its simplicity. No corn, no music, no pitch to upgrade. Just a simple white background, a user-friendly search function, variety, and routines that don't call for fancy equipment. Indeed, much of Fitness Blender's success is due to the Seegers themselves. Daniel is cut and seems to always have the right amount of facial stubble. Kelly is statuesque, with long, dark blonde hair. As my annoyed wife says, she doesn't need Spanx, but you can't help but like her. At the same time, they're the couple next door, the kind of people you could picture meeting at a block party. They even fluctuate a bit in their body fat ratio. If you ever work out, you know how it goes. You throw out your back, or get the flu, or get depressed, and the next thing you know, you've added a useless layer of winter blubber that takes 5 times as long to work off. At Fitness Blender, you won't see anything as dramatic and unsustainable as the feats achieved on The Biggest Loser. But you can see Daniel and Kelly get fitter over time in multi-week routines. They're like personal trainers who are there for you. They feel your pain. The strategy wouldn't have worked 20 years ago, since the Seegers would have had to charge every user for their services. But YouTube, which is owned by Google, shares the profits from its ads with partners, the people who produce the video content. People like Daniel and Kelly Seegers. Through ad revenue, royalties on their e-book meal plans and exercise guides, and donations, the couple makes a living without charging anyone by the hour. They won't become billionaires, but in the face of financial disaster, they found a new way to live the American dream. The lesson here isn't that everyone is cut out to launch a YouTube fitness channel with millions of subscribers if only they would show a little pluck and resolve. Indeed, the Seegers' success was not assured. They could have gone broke before they got things turned around. But while millions of Americans doubt that those who work hard and act responsibly can prosper in this country, the Seegers found a way. Their troubles are a microcosm of what's happening everywhere in our economy. And they offer a model of what to do in a crisis. Their jobs were disrupted by events beyond their control. Rather than get angry or depressed or blame their bad luck on someone else, they got busy, using technology to deliver the value of their expertise in a new way. Producing YouTube videos is an obvious way to do this, albeit one that may not work for everyone. But our emerging economy holds promise far beyond the most obvious for those who are willing to adapt. The American Dream in Crisis. For over 300 years, men, women, and children have left their native countries and come to America in search of something. When Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence in 1776, he spoke of a God-given right to pursue happiness. French thinker Alexis de Tocqueville toured the fruited plains in the 1830s and talked to common Americans in cities, hamlets, and even prisons. He later described what he saw among Americans as the charm of anticipated success. Americans were poor by high-born European standards, but seemed to lack the despair he often encountered in his native France. These Americans had hope for the future. It was historian James Truslow Adams who coined the term American Dream in his 1931 book, The Epic of America, to refer to that dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone. This hope of future success is bipartisan and always championed. It's the promise at the heart of America's experiment. For at least the last decade, though, Americans have worried that the dream is in danger. The 2008 financial crisis, which was triggered by a bevy of bad policies, bad home loans, and bad securities built upon them, is an apt symbol for the fear over our country's future. But the lingering trauma isn't limited to housing. Recent college grads find themselves underemployed and waterlogged with student loan debt. Automation, offshoring, and outsourcing have displaced entire manufacturing sectors and consumed a number of white-collar jobs. Many millennials work several part-time jobs, with a side hustle that is a diversion rather than a sustainable career. Experts tell us that soon enough, smart robots will take all the jobs.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?